Good day, and thank you for tuning in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. For all of our new listeners and viewers who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Pastor Pope, and thank you for allowing us to come into your listening and viewing environment. We are here with you every Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, scheduling permitted, broadcasting live from the FijiWater.com sponsored studio, where you can discuss careers, finances, entrepreneurship. You can discuss marriage, divorce, raising children, blending families. You can discuss dating and relationships, whatever's in your heart, whatever's on your mind. God is concerned about that which concerns you. And that is the reason that we are here with you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast, which is brought to you daily by Fiji Water, Earth's finest water. You may already know that Fiji water comes from Fiji. However, did you know that it is created by nature, it is untouched by man? It starts as a tropical rainfall which slowly filters through layers of volcanic rock, where the water collects in a natural, sustainable artesian aquifer, where it is bottled right at the source, free from human contact until you unscrew the blue cap. Fiji Water, Earth's finest water, will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery. And you will save money at FijiWater.com. It is not just ordinary water, it is Earth's finest water at FijiWater.com. And for those of you who continue giving on the contribution pages of our websites at NewLifeMinistriesInternational.com, and those of you who use the QR code or the link provided on Facebook and YouTube, and those of you who now use Zelle at 267-992-1424, we thank all of you for your support and for your commitment as we fulfill our commitment to God to be here for you in 3D, the Daily Divine Direction broadcast. Pardon me, my allergies are bothering me this morning, or I should say this afternoon. So just bear with me as I make it through the broadcast today. But we thank all of you for tuning in and being with us. As you know, we are here Monday through Friday from 12:30 p.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, scheduling permitted. And as you know, there have been so many amazing things happening at New Life Christian Center, which is located at 400 Hillcrest Avenue, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. And so we invite you, if you're in our area, to come and worship with us. We invite you to come and experience a better quality of life. If you're not in our area, you can go live with us for the Sunday sermon on our YouTube channel at New Life Christian Center Pastor Pope. At 10:45 a.m. we go live. But we always want those of you who are in our area to be with us in the house of God on every Sunday at New Life Christian Center, 400 Hillcrest Avenue, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. And so I'm going to remind all of our listeners and viewers, we have a monthly FijiWater.com sponsored promo. So all you have to do is go to our internet radio station, WKAPFaith.com, every day at 11 a.m. or 6 p.m. The more that you list the three songs and text them along with your name and your email address to the T-Mobile caller text line at 267-992-1424, the more opportunity you have to be selected to win a case of Fiji water. One of our listeners and viewers will receive a case of Earth's finest water from FijiWater.com. Every month we choose and select one listener and viewer. So you don't want to miss this. Go to WKAPFaith.com. 11 a.m. or 6 p.m., the first three songs you hear, list them with your name and your email address, and text them to the T-Mobile caller text line. Again, at 267-992-1424. I'm going to address a communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that you want to understand why success continues to evade you. You said you have the desire to be successful, however, success never happens. So I'm going to walk you through this because there's a couple of components going on here. You say that you want to be successful. You say you don't understand why success continues to evade you. Here's the reality. Success doesn't just happen. So it's one thing to say that you want to be successful, but then it's another thing to take the required action necessary to become successful. You know, I often say there are many types of personalities, and the reason that people do not experience the success they would desire to experience is for several reasons. One of them is that as much as people say they would like to be successful, they never put in the necessary work to become successful because they are afraid of the success they will accomplish. When you become successful, pardon me, when you become successful, it requires you to work twice as hard to maintain the success you accomplish. So that's a fear factor for many people. And even though they don't say it out loud, the reality is subconsciously they're saying to themselves, if I accomplish this, then I've got to work hard to maintain. Success requires maintenance and preservation. But in order to get there, you have to first put in the required action to become successful. And that is both mental and physical. So, you know, I was having this conversation earlier in the week. We've had so many amazing things occur at New Life Christian Center. And I was having a conversation earlier in the week with someone, and I was saying how, you know, there's a lot of work that has to be done to now maintain and preserve what God has done. But the worst thing society ever taught us, and they did teach us this, is that you don't have to work hard, you only have to work smart. And this is what I said to him. I said, you have to work hard and smart. You have to be effective in everything you do, and you have to be efficient in everything you do. Now, now this is where I'm going to talk to all of our listeners and viewers about success. Not just becoming successful, but remaining successful, preserving your success, and building for the future. So, being successful requires you to be disciplined. Being successful requires you to seek excellence. Not perfection, just excellence. Because none of us are going to be absolutely perfect. But we can seek to be excellent in everything we do. Being successful requires us to be focused. Being successful requires us to continue to do what we're doing consistently and for a long period of time. So to do it consistently, we have to make the main thing the main thing. Now that doesn't imply that you can't expand, and this will take me to another communication later, but you can expand on what you're doing. That's a positive. You can add components that will allow you to maximize your opportunities. But you also have to do it for a long period of time. So you have to be consistent, and you have to do it for a long period of time. So I just want to take you down the path of what that looks like. Discipline requires us to not become distracted. And it requires us to work hard in everything we do. Discipline will allow us to do that. You don't, and I know I'm going to take you into focus, but I'm going to use an acronym for that. Discipline requires us to reduce and eliminate distractions. So it really sincerely requires us to say, I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to do what I know to be the right thing to get to the desired results I desire to accomplish. Or let me rephrase that. I'm going to do the right things that will allow me to get to the desired result. So you've got to, you might say, well, what's the right thing? The right thing is all of the things, all of the goals that you've set to accomplish what you desire, the success you desire. So that has to be important. So it's a behavioral thing. Discipline means I'm not going to be distracted by little things, and I'm going to eliminate any large distractions. You have to be willing to put in that kind of work consistently. And then you have to be focused. Follow one course, that's the acronym. Follow one course until successful. So you've got to make the main thing. And then you can expand on that. You can have some diversification. You can do some, but once you get the diversification in place, you've got to stay on course. You can't be all over the place trying different things and not being focused on the main thing. So, and then you have to seek excellence. You have to really seek to be excellent at everything you're doing. And that too requires work. It doesn't allow us to waste time. It requires that we focus every hour of every day on the success we desire. If you're not doing those things, that's a reason success is evading you. And then we have to do it for a long period of time. So we've got to consistently do it for a long period of time without distractions, without our desire changing, without, I'm gonna do something different because it'll feel good for a moment. There's a lot of variables that come with success. And most of it is because when you are working to be successful, there's these external forces that are trying to distract you all the time. See, we don't think about it as spiritual warfare, but that's basically what it is. There are spirits out there that are working against you and your efforts to become successful. So you don't want to self-sabotage your success, and you don't want to allow anyone else to dictate your success. So you've got to make certain that you stay focused at all times. You've got to really take the necessary actions, work hard, be efficient, manage your time effectively and efficiently. Don't get off course. And that's hard for most people because most people don't have that discipline. That's hard for most people because most people don't seek to be excellent. It's hard for most people because most people lose their focus. And then it's hard because people don't really stay the course for any long period of time. And that's why success evades many people. But here's the good news. The good news is it doesn't matter how you start, it only matters how you finish. So from this day moving forward, you have the opportunity to maximize your success. You have the opportunity to go to another level. You have an opportunity to become more disciplined. You have the opportunity to be someone who seeks to be excellent. You have the opportunity to focus, to follow the course, one course until successful. And the good news is that God gives us the potential to do what's in our heart, what we desire in our heart. But you have to be willing and you can't be afraid. You cannot be afraid of the work it's going to require to maintain the success. You just have to be willing to maintain the success. Because if you're willing, you'll work. You'll start to find ways to be more excellent. You'll start finding ways to, and it's the little things we do every day that are going to make the difference. You have to be a willing vessel to allow God to work in you and through you so that you can not only become successful, but then maximize the success that God gives you. This segment of the broadcast is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G provider at no extra charge. So if you are not currently a T-Mobile customer, you may call or text on the T-Mobile call or text line at 267-992-1424. We will move you into our queue so that you may become a T-Mobile customer and experience America's largest and fastest 5G provider at no extra charge. Taxes and fees are included in your bill, and if you auto pay by attaching a credit card to your account, you will receive a discount on your monthly bill at T-Mobile, America's largest and fastest 5G provider at no extra charge. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated that holidays are a great amount of work for you since you and your husband host every year for both Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you said your family has come to expect you to host Thanksgiving and Christmas every year, and it's becoming a burden for you. You know, here's the thing. You want to enjoy the holidays. You know, it's good when you have the opportunity to enjoy, family, friends. The holidays are always a good time for that. You don't want it to become a burden. So what I would say to you is this. Choose one. Either Thanksgiving or Christmas. Just choose one. And here's the reality. The family will be there together for Thanksgiving. Tell them that you're going to host Christmas this year because holidays are coming. So, it's a little late to tell someone else that they need to host Christmas. But tell them, from now on, you're either going to host Thanksgiving, and you choose. Don't give them the choice. You're either going to host Thanksgiving or you're going to host Christmas. And just choose one. That way, someone else will have to pick up that responsibility. And then that way you can have time to enjoy your holidays as opposed to doing all of the additional work that you expressed in your communication that you don't really desire to do at this point in your life. And it's okay. That's the good news. It's okay that you don't desire to do both. Their expectation doesn't become your requirement. It's just what they expect because you do it. And you enjoy doing it at one point. But just because you've always done it doesn't mean you have to continue. Now, you indicated in your communication you would like to still host one. So choose one. And it's your choice. Don't leave it to anyone else to decide for you which holiday you're going to host. You decide and you host. And they can rotate with the other one. Don't make it, you're going to host one, Thanksgiving one year, Christmas the next. Just decide to host one. Choose the one you want to host and make it your permanent hosting. Let everyone else rotate if they want to. Let someone else choose the one holiday if they want to. But that way you get an opportunity to enjoy one of the holidays without taking on the whole responsibility of every holiday season. Holidays are a lot of work. And their expectation is not your requirement. That's what you've got to realize. It's okay. It's okay for you to only do one. You don't have to do it all. Sometimes we take on more responsibility than we really need to. We do it out of love, but then it becomes an obligation. And then it becomes a requirement because people don't necessarily appreciate you the way you need to be appreciated. It becomes a requirement. So now you feel like because it's required of you or expected of you, you should do it. Well, no, that's not the answer. The answer is for you to rest in the Lord also, to enjoy the holiday season. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to decide what responsibility you want to take on. And it doesn't matter if it's the holidays or just family issues in general. You get to decide what you're going to take on and what you're not going to take on. Because people will always have expectations of you as long as you allow them to. If you don't allow it, they can't have that expectation. Because otherwise they're going to have disappointment. And their disappointment is not your responsibility. Now, I know some of you might say, Pastor Pope, that's a little cold. But no, that's just making certain that you have the opportunity to have a great quality of life without overburdening yourself or overwhelming yourself with the responsibility of everyone else. Give yourself a break. Don't take on all of that responsibility. And share with the family this year. Let them know. And then if you let them know at Thanksgiving, they'll be able to decide by Christmas, and they can share with you who's going to take on the responsibility next year of whichever holiday you choose not to take on. I'm going to address another communication that came in from one of our listeners and viewers who indicated you are dating someone who owns several businesses, and you say that he wants to bring you to work in the business. So basically he wants to bring you into the business to work. However, you said you have no interest in any of his businesses. You have no interest in any of the businesses that he operates. Well, here's the big picture. One of the things that I responded to you, because I had a couple of questions. One of the things that you shared is that he shared with you the big plan. He shared with you the plan. You've been dating for a while now. You've been, in a relationship for a period of time. Now he wants to bring you into the business to work with him because he wants you to learn the businesses so that when the two of you are married, you can assist him in operating the business. You can take on some additional responsibility that you two can build a life together. Now he started the businesses and now he wants to move forward. So here's what I'm going to say to you, because one of the comments you made is you don't want to give up your career to work in the business, even though he has agreed to compensate you, because you said, what if the relationship doesn't work out? Well, there's a couple of things that you can do to ensure the progress of this moving forward. So he's laid out his plan. That's a good thing. The plan's good. But here's the reality. You're a little bit skeptical about, where the relationship might go or how it might end, and that's not a component that you should be concerned about, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because you're going to do something, you're going to have a conversation with him that's going to allow you to feel more secure. That conversation is going to be this. Tell him that you're willing to come and help out at the businesses in the evenings and on weekends. You're willing to do that to start to learn the business. Even though you don't have any interest in the businesses that he's involved in, they're still businesses, and they're good businesses. You've shared that. So they're growing businesses, and they're good business. But you just don't have any interest because you're in your own career and you don't really take an interest. But that's okay. If you're going to be married and have a family business, all you have to be interested in is running a business. Not necessarily, you don't have to be interested in widgets, but you could still build a business around. I'm using that as an analogy to say you don't have. All right, so you don't have to be in the business. You don't have to like golf to be in the business of selling golf equipment. It's a business. But I say this because he's building businesses so that he can build a life, a quality of life, a great quality of life. So the conversation you should have with him is, first and foremost, you will come and help out in the stores. You will come and help out in the evenings, and you'll come and help out on the weekends so that you can get familiar with the business, understand the dynamics of his business, understand operating the businesses. He's going to take you to different locations so that you can get familiar. But in addition to that, that way you can remain in your career and you can get involved in the business. But the conversation you also need to have is, when are the two of you going to become husband and wife? When are you going to get married? What time frame is he willing to take you as his wife? And now, because you're having this conversation with him, it should be no longer than a year. If he says anything longer than a year, tell him, you want to stay in your career until the two of you are married. At least until the two of you are married. And then you can discuss coming to work in the business. And in addition to that, if he says, I'm glad that you have given this some thought, we'll be married in a year, you can work the business, learn the business, and begin planning your wedding. However, he will know that you're all in. Because one of the things you got to remember is that he's building a business so that he can build a great quality of life. It's not just for him. He's told you that. He wants to be married. He would like to have children, even though you're now, 31. Let me just do that. And he's 40, but he would like to he would like to get married and have children. So he knows he's got to start working on that. But he's also trying to build these businesses. He's got a car wash, an actual, not a detail shop, an actual car wash. He's got a store, a retail store. He's got another business. These are businesses that he has set up that he wants to build a life for himself, a wife, and family. You need to be a part of that. But you don't have to stop your career right now to do that. You just need to start learning the business. But you also need to know that you are the person that he has found, because he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. But you are the person he's found to be his wife. Not his girlfriend, but his wife. That's a conversation. That's not a conflict, it's just a conversation that the two of you need to have. And I know by your communication, you told me he'd be tuned in today also, so that's the response to this topic. It's where the two of you are going is great. You will accomplish some great things together. But you both have to take some more serious steps. And you'll be amazed at what God will do in the two of you as one, and what God will do through the two of you as one, as you enter into holy matrimony. Today's Daily Divine Direction broadcast 3D has been brought to you by Fiji Water. A taste of paradise will be delivered right to your front door when you subscribe for delivery, and you will save money at FijiWater.com. May God bless you today. May God keep his face turned towards you. May God give you peace that surpasses all understanding. Have a great day today. Remember, if you're in our area, we invite you to come and worship with us at New Life Christian Center, 400 Hillcrest Avenue, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809.